Hey guys, welcome back to another live trading video. Today we're going to be combining a classic trading strategy that you all know, the exponential moving average cross, with the AnalyticaChart 3. This strategy by itself is pretty ineffective, but when you supercharge it with the power of AnalyticaChart 3, you've got yourself a really easy and profitable strategy at your fingertips. The EMA methods I'm using today are 14 and 24 period exponential moving averages. I'm entering using a 20 tick stop loss and 25 tick take profit strategy using the Ninja automated trading strategy system. Looks like the market is open already, but we don't really have any crosses lining up. So all we got to do is just wait for a potential moving average cross and read the delta and see if there's going to be a good entry or not. We're using the AnalyticaChart 3 as a filtering tool. So we have a regular EMA cross entry, but if the order flow does not look good, we will decide to not enter that strategy. This should solve a lot of issues for people who just bought this chart and don't really know where to start. This is a great place to start being profitable and learning how to read the footprint chart so you can take off the training wheels and trade it by itself. All right, you guys, it looks like we're about to get a cross right here. Delta's looking pretty decent, but I am a little bit anxious about this positive delta that's being formed here. If we do break through in a negative pricing way, we may be looking at an entry here, but we have over 700 positive delta. Price is still the same. If this closes down, I think we're going to use, so we did get a cross, but as you can see here, delta was positive and price moved down a little bit. That's going to be a divergence, and that's just going to be a no-go for me. I'm not confident in that entry. That's an example of a time where we would filter out that trade, not take that moving average cross, and I would not be surprised if we see a whipsaw. We're already seeing a little bit here. So if we had entered when this bar closed, we've entered right here. We would have set a 20 tick stop loss and a 25 tick gain. So I'm not going to make you guys wait and sit through it. That'd be pretty boring. But let's just see how the trade would have turned out. I'll see you guys in just a second. So as you can see on the chart right here, if we had taken this bearish entry right here using this cross alone without the chart, we would have gotten stopped out at 20 ticks. So as you can see, we decided that the delta divergence here indicated that this negative downtrend that had been beginning to start was coming to a close. And although if you might have taken the profit here, it would have been really hard to scalp. You would have probably only gotten around 15 to 18 ticks, and you would have probably gotten stopped out. You would have had to use less than a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio when you consider slippage and commission. So regardless, that was going to be a bad trade. So I'm glad that we saw it as with the delta. Let's just get on to the next one. We'll see if the next cross has a good entry, and we'll take it from there. Okay, guys, it looks like we're getting another cross right here. This one's going to be bullish. Looking at the delta right now, it's looking pretty strong. I'd say that we did meet some resistance up here. There wasn't really a lot of absorption. However, the delta in the previous bars looks good. We saw a resurgence of sellers right here. However, it looks like those sellers were exhausted by the buyers at this point. We have a little bit of a price fluctuation downwards. However, delta still is positive. That's a good sign. Without this chart, you probably would be thinking, well, we might be seeing a resistance level being formed here. However, yeah, we did just get an entry right there. We are going to enter. So we entered using our 20 to 25 tick strategy right here. So 20 stop loss, 25 take profit. We saw that delta was positive here, even though price moved down. I say that would be a pretty good entry for us. I do like the fact that I just love how easy it is to see the divergences between positive price and negative delta, or otherwise in this situation. Looks like we're already up $62 on this trade. We are going to stay in this trade. You can use this chart to exit early. However, this video is for beginners of the AnalyticaChart 3. I'm not really going to be doing early exits or early entries. I'm pretty much just going to be showing you guys the basic principles of filtering out bad trades. This can be applied to any trading strategy you have. I'm just using the exponential moving average cross as a really good example of how we can use a tried and tested strategy that does not work by itself. We all know that. We've all tried to trade the exponential moving average strategy, and we have not found a success with that. But when we combine such a simple strategy with the filtering abilities of the order flow chart, we can find high levels of confidence, high success rate, and a pretty good risk to reward ratio with even such an outdated strategy that's edge has really been whittled away by so many people using it over time. All right, guys, it does look like we just got filled on that trade right there. That's going to be a pretty easy $300 in our pocket right there. Really well-defined risk, great trade, super choreographed. We were able to have a high level of confidence to stay in that trade, stick with it. I know a lot of us, as when we are beginners, we are struggling with staying in trades and sticking to our strategy. What this does is that it helps you have a high level of confidence to stay in your trades and have a solid thesis. Back up your original trading strategy plan with the ability to see what's going on under the surface with the order flow. All right, you guys, it looks like we are seeing another bearish cross being formed here. Delta looks pretty good. We saw a really nice divergence right here where price moved down with previous bars having negative delta and price moving up. We saw a little bit of buyers stepping in here, but the passive sellers were able to decimate them and keep them from keeping the price up. We saw a lot of resistance up here. Super solid absorption levels at that point. All the way back here as well, we saw price rebound a little bit, but they just were not able to overcome the selling pressure. So I do think we are going to get a pretty solid EMA cross entry right here. As long as Delta continues to stay negative and we continue to see a downward price movement, I am very confident in this trade. We are using a 15 range strategy. Oh, we did just get that cross right there, so we are going to enter short. So we have that once again, 20-25 stop loss take profit strategy right there. We have a cross right here, super solid delta. Like once again, what I said is that although price moved up a little bit, delta continued to be negative. I do think that sellers are going to really kick these buyers' asses right here just because of how much they tried to keep this price up and were not able to break through this level right here. This level right here was a little bit of support, but we did break through that at this point. Saw a little bit of a rebound here. 1,100 sellers stepped in at this level, kind of got absorbed. But if we can break through this level, I do think that we are going to hit our take profit pretty quickly. As you can see, guys, we did see a ton of sellers step in right here. Over 1,500 at this point. That just gives us another reason that this trade is pretty high confidence. All right, guys, it does look like we just got filled on that EMA Cross Strategy right there. Super solid, about $300 of profit. Really happy with that trade, with just using the past movement and these past absorption levels, and especially this delta divergence right here. I think that anybody can spot this. Super solid. All you have to do is just wait for those crosses to be able to be formed. You don't have to have your eyes glued to the screen all the time like I usually have. You're just able to really take a glance at it when you see the cross is getting close. You can take a glance at the delta, see if there's any divergences you can take advantage of, and maintain that high level of confidence you need to enter with decisiveness and stick with it. All right, you guys, it does look like we're getting a really solid bullish entry point right here. We have this cross being formed. If this does close green, we should be able to enter super well. We had this kind of pullback right here, really consistent delta. Don't really have to be looking at that. We saw a return of that positive delta, positive price action. Pretty good imbalances on this side. I do like what we're seeing back here. Really consistent increase in price. Nothing really negative telling us not to take this trade. Remember, we use this as a not necessarily confirming indicator, but a unconfirming indicator. We'll use this as a failure point. If it does not pass the tests, which are the footprint tests, you should enter that trade using your strategy at least. If your strategy is tried and tested and proven, this should increase the success rate of your strategy. Looks like we did just close right there. And we did get a solid cross. Like I said, nothing really to be worried about in terms of delta. Nothing really telling us that, yeah, we should take this trade, but other than the cross. So we are looking at that cross right there, and we are going to enter. So as you can see there, super easy fill, just going by the book. It's just that simple. All right, you guys, it does look like we are coming up on another bearish cross right here. So as if we look in the past right here, we have seen a really consistent negative delta over here. We saw a price delta diverge. Oh, we did just get that sell in order in that there. Or I'm sorry, that cross in right there. So we are going to enter. I didn't see anything that would consider us knocked out of that trade right there, but let's just go back so I can explain it with words. So as we go back through here, we saw some really strong negative delta being formed, broke through all these levels. Just look at all the zero levels being blown through. A lot of buyers tried to step in and recover that level, but they were not able to. We saw a continuation of that downward price trend. Really strong negative delta all the way through. Some price increase over here. Even though delta stayed negative, we saw a continuation of that trend right here. Little bit of price movement downwards. Strong negative delta. Some buyers were able to step in and barely nudge up the price just about 4 or 5 ticks there. And then right after that, just completely being decimated by the sellers over here. And then we saw that super fast, just ripsaw movement moving downward right there. So I am very confident in this entry, and I do think that we have a very high probability trade right here. Look at that, 2,100 sellers at this level right here. I would not be surprised if we saw a very quick increase in sell activity right after that. If we're able to break through this zero level, I do believe that we're going to get filled pretty quickly. So even though price has moved up a little bit, we are still seeing that really strong negative delta at this point. I am not too worried about that. We still have this really, really strong sell activity on that left side. So as you can see, even though we saw a really sharp increase in price, delta is still staying negative. This trade is still good. If you didn't have this chart, you might have gotten a little bit of paper hands right there and thought maybe I should cut my losses, break even, you know. However, I am still just as confident in this trade as I was when I entered, possibly even more so, as you can see that continuation of delta. So it looks like what we have right here is an emotional level. You see these big round numbers, 4385.00. It might have been a good idea when I entered this trade. Oh, it looks like we just got filled anyway. But it might have been a good idea when we entered this trade. And you see right when it broke through that level, it just had a really sharp decrease in price and then jumped right back upward. So these round numbers, like 4385, are numbers that when people are trading SPY, they'd essentially see 438.50 cents. So those are really emotional levels. Round numbers, traders love to hold those round numbers, place a lot of limit orders. It took us 1,860 sellers to break that level. But as you can see, we held strong, and the trade thesis continued to be just serve that purpose of getting us that profitable trade. All right, you guys, the market did just close, so that was going to be our last trade, although it does look like a trade is brewing right now. I never trade aftermarket. That's just my personal preference. But if we check and see how much money we made by enabling the show P&L while flat, I never like to have this on while I'm trading, simply because it's just a mental thing of I don't want it to affect my trading behavior. If I'm down or up that day, I want to be just as flat as possible, you know. So it looks like we made $1,200 today. That is actually after commissions, after slippage, so that's just our take-home profit. Futures does have a really cool thing with taxes where it's 60-40 in terms of the cap gains and regular income. I'll explain that later, but it's a really neat thing having to do with futures. Now, this is no promise you're going to see those same results, but it does show you how we can use the footprint chart to really confirm or deny entries and exits right there. So as you saw that us in that first part of the day, we decided not to take that trade. It ended up not working out. So I'm glad that we had the tool on hand. And it also helped us mentally in those other trades where we were able to see that our trade thesis was strong and we wanted to continue in that trade. A lot of times, you know, trading really is a mental game. And this really helps you beat that mental barrier of, I literally have a winning strategy, but I can't force myself to trade with it. And I had that problem a lot while trading. I had theoretical results that would have worked that day, but I just couldn't follow it mentally. And this really helps you stay in trades and get those falsehoods out of your head that your strategy doesn't work. So this can both be used as a confirming and denying tool, and it can also be used as a tool to help you stay focused as a trader on that goal. I hope you guys enjoyed my video today. And once again, although I am selling this chart, there are other options available out there online. I just really want to get you guys involved in having this chart for the cheapest possible. If you guys find a cheaper alternative, shoot me a message. I will price match that chart right there. I will literally just price match that chart, but there is nothing on there that has the features that this chart has with the ergonomics and accuracy and has a lifetime license. Everything that I've seen costs $200 a month, does not offer lifetime licenses, does not offer support or any kind of videos explaining how to use it, and it just seems like a total ripoff. I hate seeing that, and I just want to provide an affordable alternative for you guys. So it's linked down in the description. If you guys want to check it out, I offer two options, $45 a month or $135 for the lifetime license. I hope you guys enjoy using it, and please let me know if you guys are having success using this strategy. I don't trade this strategy personally because I like to trade price action. I find it more consistent, but I have seen a lot of people who have traded this exact strategy, the super basic exponential moving average strategy, and seen a ton of success with it. Now, I can't promise anything, can't promise results. That's just not how trading works. There's a ton of factors, but what I can promise you is that you are able to see the market on a level that you've never seen before with this chart. And I really, really stand by that, and I think that it's a great value. I'll see you guys in the next video. I got some really exciting content for you guys planned these next few weeks. And thank you guys again for watching. This is Futures Analytica.